All right, so if we look at the first one here, we are given the following information. We have that line N is parallel to line M. And that line C is parallel to line D. And we are asked first here to look at angle 14x and another angle and determine if they are congruent and supplementary. And our goal is to be able to find x, y, and z. So if we look at 14x and 98, oops. Those are going to be congruent. And if we look at the reason why, our reason why is that parallel lines imply that alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, so if we look at the blue lines being the parallel lines and the red line N being the transversal, you can see that they're alternate interior angles. And so therefore we can say that 14x is equal to 98 and therefore x is equal to 7. So we've got the first part done. Let's go to the next one here. We have 3y and we're looking for another connection. And if you look at the red lines being parallel and the transversal being D, we could see that 3y plus 8 and 98 would be alternate exterior angles and therefore be congruent. Our reason why: parallel lines imply that alternate exterior angles are congruent. And so then we could say that 3y plus 8 is equal to 98. And we can solve that to get y is equal to 30. So we've got that second part done. The last thing here, we're looking at 2z plus 6. And we're looking for another connection to be made. If you look at the two red lines being parallel and the transversal being C, then we could see that 2z plus 6 and 14x are supplementary. And the reason why they are is they're consecutive interior angles. So for a reason why, parallel lines imply that consecutive interior angles are congruent, are supplementary, my bad. And so when we go to set this up here, we don't want to use that 14x because we don't want to have the variable x and the variable z. We're going to use the measurement there of 98. So we're going to take the 2z plus 6, and then in place of the 14x, we know that it's 98, and that is going to equal 180. And if we solve that equation, we'll get z is equal to 38. And then our goal for this was to be able to find x, y, and z. And so we now have x, y, and z.